The disciples also don't believe the plain words of Jesus and his simple, straightforward predictions of what was coming. He spoke clearly and openly to them about what was going to happen. And there are times he spoke in parables. There are times he told stories, and sometimes the truths were veiled, and it took a little bit of work to understand exactly what he was illustrating. But there are other times he spoke very straightforward and very direct. Mark chapter 8:31 says this: He began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. And then it says he spoke this word openly. That's pretty direct, isn't it? The Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of the elders and the chief priests. They're going to persecute him. They're going to kill him. And then he's going to rise again on the third day. And he's talking openly, and he's telling them this is what's going to happen. Later on at the Mount of Transfiguration, Peter, James, and John are up there, and they see Jesus in a little glimpse of his glory. On the way down, listen to this. As they came down from the mountain, he commanded them that they should tell no one the things they had seen, till the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So they kept this word to themselves, questioning what the rising from the dead meant. He told them that this was going to happen. And despite their being taught in the clearest, simplest, most straightforward terms, they didn't believe what they were hearing. They're coming down from the mountain and saying, rise from the dead. What does he mean by that? They couldn't understand and take it at his word. They didn't believe the news that he was telling them. The disciples also don't believe the testimony of the women. Look in verse 22. They say, yes, and certain women of our company who arrived at the tomb early astonished us. When they did not find his body, they came saying that they had also seen a vision of angels who said that he was alive. So the women are at the tomb, and they meet some angels who give them some glorious news. Look at verse 6, back up a little bit. The angels say, he is not here, but is risen. Remember how he spoke to you when he was still in Galilee, saying the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and the third day rise again. The angels meet the women, and they say, hey, don't be shocked. He told you this would happen. Remember the words he spoke to you while he was still with you in Galilee. And then the angels quote Jesus. He said that he would be delivered into their hands and killed, and that he would rise again on the third day. Remember what Jesus said. His teaching matters. Doctrine matters. The things he was saying were important. And then verse 8 says that the women remembered his words. It's a moment where they're going back in their minds and they're remembering all the times that they sat at the feet of Jesus. And there's probably a few instances where they can think he did say that. I remember where we were that day when he said those exact words. I don't know why I didn't receive it in my heart. I don't know why I didn't believe it, but now I see it. Now I can feel it. Now I know it. Look at verse 9. Then they returned from the tomb and told all these things to the 11 and to all the rest. There was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and the other women with them who told these things to the apostles. And their words seemed to them like idle tales, and they did not believe them. Sometimes Madison, my 4-year-old, will come in from outside, and she's been playing for a little bit. She'll be out of breath, and she's tripping over her words. She's so excited. Dad, listen, you gotta come outside right now. There's a giant frog, and if you don't come outside right now, it's gonna swallow Max, and he's gonna be gone. And I sit there, I almost said I'm doing the dishes, but that never happened. So I'm sitting there eating, and she's telling me this, and I say, that's nice, sweetheart. Go back outside. Right? It's nonsense. A giant frog is going to swallow Max. Okay. Just go back outside and play. Everything's fine. Right? I don't take anything that she's saying serious, because to me, it's just a bunch of nonsense. It's a 4-year-old with a fantastic imagination. Well, it's sad, but it says that when the apostles hear the news, they think the women are just telling idle tales. That's nice. Sure, you saw angels and, he wasn't in the tomb and all these things that you're telling us. It sounds like made up story to us.